G'day, this is Loken and welcome to Vintage Story. This is the first video of a bunch of videos that I'm planning on this game. I've been playing for about 2 to 3 months. Love this game, very immersive, just very cool game. Enjoyed Minecraft, but it always lacks something. This game is Minecraft on steroids. It is a survival game. Yeah, I guess you can almost call drifters zombies. The crafting system is immense. The There is no tutorial. There is no hand holding in this game. You have to hit the ground running. Um, this game today I'll be playing will be Wilderness Survival. I like to change it a little bit, make it a little higher up. I set them. One thing I didn't do on my main map is set the days realistic, 24 hours, 30 days per month. It'll help because we got winter coming, and when winter rocks up, it's pretty bad. You're literally not going outside, and if you do, you're not going outside for long. I've added tons of mods to this game, which I will go through shortly. Just giving myself a little bit of help, not much. I put everything to 100%. I just want everything to be normal as for side and sideways sideways gravity for the sand, which basically almost stops you from building with sand, because it just doesn't make sense to me. I like the game to be as realistic as possible. I've never seen a tree grow in 24 days, so probably 48 days is probably a bit low as well. I found this to be useful. I set it to 6 blocks, so if you're close to the vein, it helps you find it. Once again, something I'll explain a little bit later on in my future videos. Tin is so hard to find. I set it to rare so it doesn't kill the game too much. Temporal storms, not a huge fan of them, but I find them, it just adds a bit of a twist to the game. I set them to every 30 to 40 days, and I just reduce the duration to 50% because after a while they just become annoying. Underground farming, don't know. I haven't actually looked into that much. I haven't spent much time underground, so that'll do for now. So let's get this thing going. We'll call it Tuberville. That'll do for the hell of it. Yeah, that'll work. Like I said, there's no hand holding in this game. You have to figure a lot of the things out, and that's what I thought I'd do. I'd do a video. The first video I'm going to do is surviving the first night. A couple of set rules. Find flint, find sticks, dry grass, food and shelter. They're the things you need to focus on straight away in this game. Don't spend much time having a look around. There's too many things in this game that would very happily take you out in a heartbeat. They're not interested in there's nothing fun in this game. Initially it gets quite brutal. I go common, that way you don't get any ups and downs. To me, commoner works. Haven't really looked at the others, but commoner works for me at this stage, so just for the sake of it. So as you can see, it is 8 o'clock in the morning. Its temperature is 4 degrees. I didn't actually set my zone to where I am. I'm standing in the water, which is hilarious. Never happened to me before. I've got map running as well, so as you can see, it looks like we've got some snow mountains close by. I'm just having a quick look for a ruin. See this thing here? This is an old, I think it's a chapel, some sort of ruin. Really cool to make a base in, and I'll show you what I've done on my other maps.
I can see you.
That dude's talking is a bandit. I've got a bandit mod running in this game, and that makes it a little bit interesting. And there's another bandit. Those guys will spank you rather than look at you. I need to check some of these things out. There's this flint, that's what I need straight away. Alright, so the first thing you want to do on the first day is don't spend too much time looking around. If you find these things, pick them up. Sticks, flint are the things that are going to get you going in this game. The main things in this game. As I've said, I've got a lot of mods running in this game that only make the game harder, I feel, and definitely make it a lot more interesting. Yeah, if you got some tools or weapons, you can kill these dudes straight away and cook them. But I'm not ready for that yet. My priority is to find flint and sticks. Now you can get sticks from bushes. Let me find a bush that might give me something. I don't think that will. Let me have a look. Not really, no. Where you see berries, grab them. You're going to need them for the first night, particularly. This is one of the mods I've got in my game. It gives me additional sort of types of berry bushes. Once again, going for the realism side of things. Pick up these sticks. Throughout the game, I've put a couple of 100 hours into this game, and you never stop needing sticks. You always want sticks. It's actually quite annoying. Alright, so, well, not annoying, but it's just one of those things. Alright, so straight away, I've got enough flint to build, I'm going to build my first knife. So what I do that is I put the flint in my hand, crouch down, right click, and I get that naping menu up, and then I select what I want and start cracking away. I'm just left clicking holding and just getting rid of these yellow voxels. Once they're gone, I'll have the actual blades, and then I'll add them to a stick, and then I've got my first weapon slash tool. This will make 2 knives for me. Knives are probably one of the most handiest tools in the game. You will use them constantly. It never stops. So that's the configuration I've used for my knife. Once again, same thing. I'm no expert at this game. I do enjoy it. I've been playing it a while. I've learnt quite a lot on it. You'll find with a knife, if I aim at the grass, it'll actually drop a piece of dry grass. You need 1 piece of dry grass to make a fire. I'll show you that later. See this bush here? It's got a bit of brown in it. If I smack the bottom of it, I'll get some sticks out of it. There you go. Right, so that's the first 2 things we're taking care of. The next thing I need to do is keep looking for flint, because I need to make at least a shovel or an axe. Well, you're definitely going to need an axe to get through the night, because you're going to need firewood. Still looking for a bit more flint. I've got enough to make an axe, so I might as well get that up and going. So once again, I put the flint in my hand, crouch down, right click, and it brings up my naping menu. There's my axe head. And just keep going through the corners there, and there's my axe. You notice I don't have any bags yet. I'll show you how to make those shortly. I can find the stuff I'm looking for. My main priority is to get myself in a position where I can survive the first night. And when I first started playing this game, I logged in and was looking around how pretty it was. And in this game, what have we got so far? 2 hours. It's roughly normally it's a minute a second, but it looks like at the moment, because of the setting I've got on 30 days, it's about a minute every couple of seconds. So you're probably going to have about the setting I've got this, I'm probably going to have about 15-20 minutes before nightfall rocks up, and then life gets interesting if I'm not undercover. So prioritizing wood, flint, sticks, green alright, sorry, off topic. What we got here is surface copper. First thing you do when you find surface copper, hit M on the keyboard. See my little white dot? That's me. I right click on it, I type in copper, I type in the word red, and that changes this to red. I pick a Duvalaki and I go like that. What that's doing now is when I look on my map, I'll always have a pickaxe there. So later I know there's copper, I can come back. Where there's copper on the surface, there's always copper underground. I can't get to the copper underground because I don't have a copper pickaxe yet, and we've got the old chicken or the egg sort of thing going on, which comes first. So, but anyway, long story short, mark it on your map, come back to it later. So once again, still picking up sticks. Highlight the food, right click on and eat it. That's berries. Basically that'll keep your green bar up. Your green bar is basically how hungry you are. That drops down to 0, your health starts to dissipate, and then it starts to dissipate pretty quickly. Like I said, in this game I'm running a few mods. In this game I've got strawberry mods running. strawberries are cool because they give you additional hit points back as well. I'm not in such a mad rush now because it's a little different to how I normally play, so I've got a little bit of extra time up my sleeve. There's an earthworm. I've got the ability to fish in this game as well, and this with one of these mods on as well. They sound like I've made the game easier, but there's nothing easy about fishing. So right now, I'm just looking for flint sticks, and I'm just checking out the local area. What I am, you could just hear, there's a red fox over there. I could just hear a wolf in the distance. Now if I look at my maps, what I'm looking for is, for the first night, this area here. That's a ruin. That'd be ideal for a first night, because I can knock down the blocks and create a rudimentary shelter. So that's the direction I'm going to head in for the night. So on the way I'm just going to pick up a few things. At the moment there's no cattails around to show you how to make cattails and bags. I'll keep an eye out for it as we go. Like I said, I'm going to keep this, I'm not going to go too crazy with this video. I'm just going to keep it short, and get ourselves into a position where we are ready for the first night. What I've found here is a rabbit, obviously been killed by another animal. If I equip my knife, kneel down, right click, I'll actually skin it and take what meat's left on the animal. I doubt I'll get any skin off it. I get a little bit of red meat, which is handy. I can cook that later, but it'll only last about a day and a half in my inventory, so that'll get cooked up tonight. It was more likely that fox that killed it. We've got some caves over here. Look, cave spelunking is a big part of this game as well. But make sure you're equipped. You're going to need some decent armor, decent weapons to get into these places. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting your ass handed to you fairly quickly. All right, so we're heading in the direction of these ruins. I think I'm still heading in the right direction. I'm going to go that way a little bit, but that's fine. Some of these caves will give you the creeps when you look into them, but there's some cool stuff in there. Resource gathering is a big part of this game. Copper's not too hard to find. Tin, on the other hand, is quite difficult to find, and it is a key component in making bronze. So you move from the Stone Age into the Iron Age. So I've now found this ruin. Most ruins generally have some cool stuff around them. One of it is these cracked vessels. Open that up, it's giving me some rye seeds. Probably a bit early for that. I'm not too bothered by them, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I don't have any bags yet, which is really annoying. Oh, here we go, here. Alright, so first things first, let me eat this. No point hanging on to it. Alright. Either an axe or a blade will do the trick. I've found the blade to be more effective at cutting these things. And now they're in two parts. You've got the reed itself, and then you've got the cattail root. Now the cattail root you'll use, gather them. They're good for cooking. They'll keep you alive the first couple of nights. I've already found some berries and that sort of stuff, which you would have in your game as well, even without the mods. I've got a whole bunch of different mods in this game. When I finish here in a second, I'll log off and show you what the mods I've got, if we got time. I need 10 cattails to make my first bag. That'll give me 3 slots, and I can carry 4 of them. As you advance through the game, you'll start making leather bags and stuff like that. Yeah, you'll be able to carry a lot more. As you can see, everything's got a durability in this game. As I'm hitting stuff, my knife's durability is going down quickly. But you're definitely going to need these cattails the first night. Even red meat doesn't give you a lot. So now that I've got my cattails, I can... Not sure if this is going to work for me. No, didn't think it would. Alright, so I got my first bag. So that's that. You probably saw that configuration. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 gives me this basket, and then she goes, and now I've got 3 extra slots to play with. Alrighty, so what's the time? 1 o'clock in the hour. I really want to get my shelter. I'll come back to these cattails in a minute. I really want to get my shelter up and running, so I'm just going to... No, I'm not going to use an axe for that. These will knock down by hand. Just quickly rip them down. As you dig down in these certain ruins, you'll find simple things like more pots, bony soil, and in some cases you'll find dungeons. And then you'll find some really cool stuff down in there. You'll also find some pretty nasty stuff down there as well. But I'm just going to quickly make up a little shelter just to get me by. I'm actually pretty happy with this location here. It's pretty open. I've got plenty of room to do stuff. I've got some good sources of wood in the area. Yeah, I could actually be happy building my first base here if need be. I'll just quickly rip out these blocks. As you can see, because of the physics I'm using, I don't have. Literally impossible to build this thing, and that works for me. I know. To me, the game's too easy if you can build in sand. That's just my opinion. A couple of things we're going to need before nightfall. We're going to need to make a bed. We make a bed by cutting dry grass, and that gives us the ability to make stacks of dry grass, which we can turn into a bed. As you can see, as I'm digging down here, bony soil. Not much use right now. But later on in the game, bony soil, when you start learning to pan, you can find some really cool stuff with bony soil. So I'm just going to quickly wrong stuff. I can hear a groaning, so I know there's a bunch of drifters not far away. So I'm just going to make a simple shelter. Hopefully I'll have enough. See, as I'm dropping the sand on the blocks on the actually no, it's not big enough. Alright. There's one too many. That one there. Get that one going. Alright. Yeah, that'll do. I'll take these ones down as well. Actually, no, I should leave that one on there. But there's lots of different ways you can build. Like I said, I'm no expert. I'm just it's just what I do in the first couple of nights. Night times are pretty not much fun in this game. And making a bed helps you get through the night quickly. You don't have to. There's just no mucking around then. So just get this across to here, like so. Our little chamber. Hopefully I've got enough stones to do this. Alright, see this half stone? The trick to laying these things is that I put my cursor just at the bottom part of the stone, and when I click it comes out flat. If I go up higher on the stone, it'll come up vertical. Bit of a pain, but once again, one of these things I had to figure out as I went by myself. So, alright, so the roof is almost done. We can probably dig out some of these stones. There's plenty of stones here for a quick rudimentary shelter. And there's probably got some berries here which will be handy for the night as well. So I can just, it's not pretty, but it'll do the trick. And what I'll do is I'll fill this gap in at night time when I'm ready to crash. So basically nothing's coming through this slot. I have to be a little bit careful because I didn't leave enough space. I can get smashed by, they can hit me from the outside, so I might just quickly put some buffers in here, which should help a little bit. Next thing I want to get going is get my fire up and going. I haven't done my firewood yet, so I'm just going to quickly clear this area out. Alright, I'm just going to chip in the fire piece there. So basically I've equipped my dry grass in my hand, I've crouched down and right clicked. Alright, so where's a tree? Just need a close by tree. Yeah, that one will do. Pine wood. Because I'm running a realistic wood mod on this game, pine wood doesn't burn very hot. I think it burns, I think it's got a good burning time on it though. But it's ideal for camping fires and ideal for cooking and that sort of stuff. Not much good for smithing and that sort of stuff, but once again that's for another video. I thought I saw something just lying around here. No, that's it. Alright, so for those who don't know, to make firewood, stick your logs in the middle if you want, axe above, hold the shift key down, left click, 16. You can manually click if you want, but left click will get you your wood straight away. Right click you'll get you, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So I crouch down with the wood in my hand, I right click on that, I hit that 4 times, and now that fire's ready to start. If I right click on it, it brings up the fire panel. I can stick all the wood in there. That'll do me for now. Now I need to make a bed to get through the first night. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night. I haven't made this shelter wide enough. I realise. Doesn't matter. I'll fix it up in the morning, just to get by for the first night. So I'm going to go across. That makes 1 of those, so I need to do that 3 times. I don't know if I've got enough. We'll soon see. Yes, I do. Alright, so I can make 3 of these, and now I can spread them across, and now I've got a bed. So, and the bed, I'll just lay down in here, lay down here. That should do the trick. Just like so. Alright, so that'll give me 7 hours of sleep. In the meantime, I need to buffer that out a little bit. I'll go steal this blocks down the bottom here. Alright, so I'm pretty much good to go for the first night. Let me just chuck that there. They may get up the top and climb around, but they can't really reach me, so that's the main thing. And that side's already got a low point on it, so we don't get, we're all good. Alright, so grab some berries, going to be handy to eat. I've got some food that's deteriorating slowly, but I can cook that up for tonight. I've got some cattails to cook, and we are pretty much ready for the first night. So what I'll do is, when I'm ready, I'll oh, there is one more thing I need to make. Fire starter. Now, fire starter is 1 reed, dry grass there, and 2 sticks either side, like so. And then I get the fire starter, and I can chuck that out because I don't need it. And I equip the fire starter in my hand and just hold down. Oh no, I'm going to crouch. Sorry. Crouch and right click, and just be patient. Takes a little while to get the fire going. Once you've got this fire going, the next step you want to do is make torches, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. To me, once you've got the fire going, you've made some torches, you don't need your fire starter anymore. I said, be patient. There we go. Alright. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Don't really care about that. Or that for that matter. Now, right click on it. Got wood burning. So basically, it's going to take 60 seconds per stick of firewood. It's going to burn at about 350 degrees, which is more than enough because I only need 150 degrees to cook cattails. So they'll start cooking, and then that'll help me replenish this. In a minute I'll cook up that as well. This is needed, but not now. It's a bit pointless. I might actually just plant them, and if I'm back this way later, if I hang around here, no, I can't plant them because I forgot to tilt the ground, so let's get rid of them. Alrighty. What did I throw then? Oh, my flint. Alright, so you can see that it's starting to get dark. It's 7 o'clock at night. We're gonna be visited by drifters shortly. Drifters don't particularly like anybody in their area. I'm just going to chuck down 2 blocks. That should keep me safe. Yeah, it's probably overkill. Probably don't need to do this, but yeah, that'll give me 7 hours. So 7 hours sleep. So around about 10 o'clock, because it's getting dark quite late. The sun should be up around about 4 o'clock, I would imagine. In the meantime, I've got plenty of wood. First cattails are coming off the barbie. Let's have a chat. So, right click, see what it's doing to my my hunger bar. There is a word for it, but satiety, whatever the word is regardless. Temperature's good, we're not fussed about it. 1st of May, like I said, I'm playing a 24-hour game with 30-day months, which will give me quite a bit of time to prepare for the oncoming winter. Now, being from Australia, winter is usually starting now, around about May, heading through to August. This is northern hemisphere game, I'm assuming, so winter cracks in around about October and goes through to the end of March. So that's how long you got to prepare. So let's add that to the kit. As you can see, it gets quite dark in this game. Like when I first started playing, the first night I didn't have a clue what was going on. There was no tutorial. I'm just sort of standing around clicking on things and found it rather amusing until until the drifters turned up and they spanked me. They just clobbered me, and then I'd respawn 5,000 blocks away from where I started, and I'm like, my body, all the stuff I'd picked up during the day was gone. I still have death drops in this game, but I'm only 1,000 away, and I'm not likely to die because I'm likely to just run. But I'm also not going to get caught outside at night. That's just asking for trouble. This is cooking away nicely at the moment. I'll cook up that meat in a little bit. That'll give me a little bit more than what I'm going to get off these stuff. Both knives are doing okay. I've got an axe. I really should look at the next thing to build in this game would be spears. Spears are very handy. I would build at least 3, maybe 4 spears. As you can see, I've got a fishing mod, so I can actually make a fishing hook in this game. Hoes used for gardening, and you got arrows. I've never really bothered with arrows, but you know, each their own. So I'm just going to make up a quick spear, because it's handy to, you actually get almost double the damage when you throw a spear as to poking somebody with it. So, and it's a lot easier to kill rabbits. You generally will kill a rabbit with one throw with a spear. See how my sticks are all coming in handy? You just can never have enough sticks. So now I've got my first spear. If I look at a range attack, I get 3.5. Just poking somebody. No, sorry, I get 5 piercing damages by throwing it, and I think I get 2 for stabbing somebody with it. So you're better off throwing it, and having a bunch of those is very handy. Anyway, I'm pretty much at the end of my video. I'm just going to finish cooking this out, and I'm going to head off for the night. And that's pretty much what I recommend you get around to doing the first night. So it's flint, sticks, find some cattails or Cooper's reeds as they call them, chop them both up, get the cattails, really good for food. Dry grass is used for lots of things, particularly fires and making a bed. You want a bed, otherwise you're going to sit here and stand here and do nothing for probably 30 minutes, the time period I've got set. It'll get very boring. This way you can see the moon coming up in the distance there. Looking at your map, if I go back to my map, you'll see where I now know due east of me is a copper deposit, which I can come back to later. I've got another larger ruin to the south of me. Here's my first drifters, and they can't get to me, so I could have sealed myself in, but drifters in my current game that I'm playing, other than this one, they don't bother me. I just pretty much smack the hell out of them. But they hit hard, and they normally at night time they come in numbers, so you won't survive. So anyway, just one quick one. Cooking meat, basically put it on the fire and off you go. That cooks at 150 degrees. The wood's more than hot enough. You can see it's taking, I had 14, it takes quite a while to burn pine. And with that, I think I will call it a night for the first game. I'll show you what I do. Now I've gone to sleep. I normally bring up this and watch this, and time accelerates, as you can see. And then dawn will come. The drifters will drift off because they don't particularly like the daylight. See how correct I was about. Yeah, you can see it's what, 4:30 in the morning. Sun's coming up. Drifters are still hanging around, but they'll start to get bored and run off shortly. In the meantime, my meter's almost finished cooking. They sound annoying. They sound scary, but they can't really do much to you while I'm in this particular position. And I think that will do it for the first one. I'll just exit out of this, and I will show you just some of the mods I've employed. So you can get these mods off the Vintage Story website. Farm Life is really good for animals. You have to look after them, feed them a bit better. They also drop manure, which is really good for your gardening, for your plant growing. Geothermal is basically, as you go deeper, it gets warmer. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Traveling merchants really good. You'll find merchants throughout the game in little huts, but I built a little house for them near my base. Made a rug, a special rug for them. Traveling, a welcome rug. Put a bed in there and some food. And traveling merchants rock up every 3 days, and they generally have stuff that you can buy off them. So instead of running around looking for them, you can actually have them come to you. Necessity mod has all sorts of stuff in it. Really good mod. None of these mods make the game easier. They just make it a little bit more realistic as far as I'm concerned. Nomad mod. I haven't actually used as much. It allows for backpacks and that sort of stuff. Haven't really got into that. Plant expansion is the extra berries and that sort of stuff. Primitive survival gives me fishing, and I can make traps and that sort of stuff. Tailoring allows me, there's lots of clothes in the game, but you can't make them in the early stages of the game. But tailoring allows you to get in and make clothes. Essential mods, I would recommend this. Look, you need to have a look at these. It's just some of the ones I've added. Additional waypoint extensions, that allows me to add a bit more detail on my waypoints on my map. Bandits, you've seen in full life, a bunch of bandits, and they range in different hardness and attitudes. Not sure what that one does. Not that it matters. This is part of the actual game. Weaver reeds. It just gives me extra fibers. That's just a handy little one. Workbench extension allows you to build some extra stuff. These two here, X Library and X Skills, highly recommend them. They are a skill tree system. So as you start, if you chop down 1,000 trees, you level up, and then it starts to give you bonuses and benefits. Really recommend you get that one. Realistic firewood. I like it because it gives me different looking firewood. And that's about it for my first video. I hope you found this interesting. Uh, Stay tuned for further videos that I think would help people play this game. It's like I said, steep learning curve and no tutorial. You're on your own, and yeah, I hope you find this interesting. Have a good day. See ya.